Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. We're so excited you're here.
Yay!
How y'all doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, ladies, I just sent you the link in Messenger so that you guys can share that. Good morning, everybody. So excited to have you here. I have two of my favorite people here today. I've got Miss Daisy with Pharmacy. I've got Miss Anna with Pampered Chef. And they're going to share some awesome tips with you on how to grow your business, why use social media, all the fun things, okay? And seriously, these gals are so good at what they do. They are consistent. They are friendly. They know they're just so dang fun, okay? Like you're going to get super inspired. My lighting seems a little off. I know what's wrong. Let me fix something real quick. So how's everybody doing? Tell us where you're from and which companies you're with. Okay, now no matter what company you're with, you are going to get some great ideas out of this, okay? This is all about getting inspired, getting excited about your own business. So we're not here to tell you to sell makeup or to sell cooking stuff unless that is your gig and that's what you want to do. We're here just to help you get excited about whatever you're doing. I gotta turn down my light ring. I'm not this pasty. There we go. I look a little more normal now. I was like glowing. How's everybody doing? So make sure, let me hook something up real quick. Dun, dun, dun. We're going to do some introductions here in just a hot second. So share this out, you guys. We have got, we're going to be giving away, maybe this just get hooked up. Oh, that is the right post. Okay. Gosh, I have too many pieces of technology going on at once. So make sure you comment #holiday. #holiday, okay? And it's going to get you some awesome goodies, but it's also going to give you the contact information of these gals, their business page, and we put in your link tree, Daisy. Let me know if you want something different in there than that, okay? So that way you can go follow them and check out just how brilliant they are and see what they have going on, okay? One of the things is please don't message them for free business advice, okay? They have their own businesses and their own teams, but you can definitely glean from their actions and how they choose to do things, okay? So everybody, hello! So Anna, I want to start with you. I want you to tell everybody a little bit about you. Whoops. There we go. Like why you chose the company you're with, what you love about it, where you're from, and then tell us a little bit about your levels, like your sales and your team level. But explain to them what that means. Like one company director is like the very top, one company director is the lowest, tell us what it means to be part of, you know what I mean? That level that you're at. So go ahead and start.
Sure. So I'm Anna Vierling. I'm a senior director with Pampered Chef. I've been a consultant now for almost 21 years. And I always say I never thought people were party ladies for that long. I never thought I'd be a party lady, but I actually live in Houston, Texas now. We just made a cross-country move from the state of Maine in August, my husband and I. So that's been really fun. And again, with a job like this, you can just bring it along with you. But I started 21 years ago. My older daughter had just been born, and I quit my full-time job to be home and be a mom. And my husband was a police officer. So the police officers in Maine, I don't know how much they get paid around you, but they don't get paid a whole lot up there. And so I wanted to stay home. I just needed a little bit of extra cash just so that her and I could have some fun while we were hanging out. And it sort of really got to the point where I needed to do something. And Pampered Chef just sort of came along at the right time, at the right place. I know that I know how to cook. I don't love to cook. I don't have that passion. Paper Chef stuff just sort of made it more fun. And it just turns out that everybody I know eats. So I thought that it was a really good fit that way. So senior director, where it is it's a higher level. I've got about 6 directors on my team right now, and that's growing. So I think we run with about 350 consultants in our organization right now. So
wow, that's awesome. That is amazing. And it's so funny because like I started in the direct sales industry 20 years ago also. And to think about that, how much easier it is to pick up your business and move. And you're not like, you don't technically have to meet people in Houston to keep your business going because you do online now, right? Like online is a huge blessing. Oh my gosh, it's priceless. Do you have any idea how many different states you have consultants in your team?
I don't know the number, but I know we stretch coast to coast. I mean, I still have a strong organization up in Maine, but we go right down the coast into Florida and then across to the West Coast too. So, which is really fun. And I actually do have, quite a customer base here in Texas that sort of started a little bit before we moved down here. So it's been fun to expand that as well.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. That's so cool. You're going to gain a lot of wisdom from Anna. Oh my gosh. I learned from her and her consistency. You're going to love, and she has really good hostess coaching. She's so, so smart. So you're going to love it. All right, Miss Daisy, go ahead and introduce yourself, love.
Hi, so my name is Daisy Rodriguez, and I have been in the industry for already almost 5 years, I believe.
Wow.
I am with pharmacy, and same thing. Like I'm a stay-at-home mom. I do this full time. I have 4 kids. 3 of them are one of them is 18, 17. I have a 16-year-old, and then I have my 6-year-old son. Which, thanks to this industry, I've been able to homeschool for the past. He's already in 1st grade, so for the past 2 years, I guess.
Wow.
And, and I started because I was a teacher assistant and I gave birth to my son. And I joined basically for the discount. I saw this little makeup box. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it for the discount. I even told my sponsor, I'm not going to do this for the business. Nope, I'm not good at sales. I'm not good at that. It's not going to happen. And I joined for the discounts. And shortly after I had my son, I realized, like, you know what? I'm just going to become a stay-at-home mom. And well, guess what? That little makeup box, that I joined for the discount, I used it. I used it because I am very independent financially. I have my husband, but I always say my husband works for our needs, and I work for the wants, right? For the extra stuff. And that's basically how it started. I wanted to keep my financial independence. I wanted to have something that I could call my own. I wanted, I love being a mom. I love being a wife, but I also needed something for me. Many years ago, I was a stay-at-home mom, and it wasn't the best experience, at least for me. I felt like I lost a sense of identity. I lost, being that independent woman. I lost, I hated to rely on somebody else for money. Like, hello, And I became depressed. And I knew this time around, I'm like, no, I need to change it up. And that little, this industry has definitely blessed me, and it has blessed my family. And I love this industry. I've been doing it for already 5 years. And, I'm just so grateful to be a part of this. And thank you so much, by the way, Michelle. I've known you from like the beginning of when I started network marketing, and you are part of my success story. So
oh, thank you. That is so sweet of you to say. I feel really honored and humbled when people say that, because what I've learned is precious to me, and I'm so glad that I can get it out to some people. So that's awesome. Tell us a little bit about your level with pharmacy.
I am a director with pharmacy. Last month, we would have hit golden. Well, director is like the beginning of the executive level. You can start to get bonuses and things like that. And last month we were so close on hitting golden director, which is another extra. You get cash bonuses, like a car bonuses for that. And it didn't happen, but we're still so close, and we're gonna make it happen within the next couple of months.
That's awesome. About how big is your team?
Right now, on my downline, I believe I have anywhere between, I want to say around 60, 70 people maybe, but we had a little bit bigger team. But again, it's all because of, people join for the discount and things like that.
Yeah,
but,
that's normal. Yeah, that's totally normal. Awesome. And about how much are you averaging in sales a month?
Currently right now, probably about anywhere between 1,000, 2,000, 2,500 around there.
Awesome. Do you do any parties, or do you do mostly individual sales?
I do mostly individual sales. I do a few online parties. I'm starting to get back to that because I noticed that that's where, I was making more of my money. So I am starting to get back to that, but mostly it's just all about social media, just posting, sharing the love of the product, people reaching out, asking the right questions. And but it's mostly been more individual sales.
Awesome. Love it. Anna, tell us about how many parties you do a month. I know you are the party queen. Tell us about your...
It's something that actually just changed a little bit. I was running probably like about 16 to 20 a month. That was what I had been doing before our move. And then this wasn't something we really talked about, but I'll sort of share what happened when we moved here. We moved because my husband retired. He retired from the police department after 24 years. He's a veteran as well, so he's got military background and stuff as well. And he actually, so when we moved down here, our plan was he was going to get a full-time job and, for another 10 years, because, he's not really that old to be able to retire. But because of the flexibility of this business, we've been having a whole lot of fun. I know, Michelle, you've seen that. Like we can just say on a Wednesday, we want to head down to the beach, or we want to go do something. So we figured that we needed to beef this up. Like I need to beef this up because we don't want him to go back to work full time. Like he can dub around and do whatever, and I can really, build my business. So I actually have bulked it back up to 15 parties a week. So I don't know exactly how many I turned in last month, but I had a record insane month, and this is a record insane month for December, and already filled up with that into January. So our why has changed a little bit, but because of this, I know that I'm able to do that. So
that's fantastic. So how much are you averaging in sales a month? Or how much did you do in sales last month?
27,000. Yeah. So, and we're already about 12. I'm at about 12 or 13 personally for this month so far. So
that's amazing.
It's just, but again, it's where your why is, and you just figure out how to make it happen. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So one of the reasons I wanted to do these, so we did one last Friday, we're doing one today, and we're doing one next Monday with different amazing, brilliant women. There's awesome men in the direct sales industry too. I just happen to be interviewing all women, so I'm not anti-men or anything. I just happen to have a bigger following of women. But okay, so I don't know if you tell me if you kind of feel like you seen, heard kind of some of this. The last 2 years have been a roller coaster, right? Like it's been a ride. Straight up, it's just been a ride, right? COVID has made life interesting, and several other things besides just COVID. So life has been an interesting roller coaster, and in some ways, it blessed the direct sales industry. There are a lot of people that looked at the direct sales industry as an opportunity. A lot of people they're like, oh my gosh, I'm working from home now, or I don't want that job anymore. I don't want to be required to go in and face people when I don't know exactly how this is being spread and different things. So a bunch of people jumped on the wagon, and people were buying more. And here's the thing. You didn't do anything right or wrong. People were buying more because there was more disposable, what I call disposable income in the system because of COVID checks. Okay. a lot of us got COVID checks from the government, right? And we had the choice to spend it with our local direct sales, person, get our makeup, get our cookware, or Amazon or the local store or whatever it was, right? So there was some extra disposable income, which made it easier for some people to buy. Now, people can go back to work. They're spending more money to have to get to work, clothes, eating out, and they're not getting COVID checks. And so it's not as easy. It's just not as easy as it was. But look at Anna. She's the perfect example of there's always someone to buy makeup. There's always somebody to buy cookware. There's always someone to buy camis. There's always somebody to buy books. There's always somebody to buy jewelry. No matter what you sell, there is somebody who wants your stuff. And it's your job to make sure that you have business skills, that no matter what, if we have a pandemic, we have an economic, shift, that you can still make money. And I have a degree in economics. I'm a big nerd. Okay. You guys, I'm such a giant nerd. But even during the Depression, which was so much harder than we have it right now, there were people who thrived in their businesses. Okay. I want you to know that you can always thrive, and it's a choice. And like Anna said, it's we had different goals. We know our why. And so we change things up. You can always change things up. You can always slow things down. That unfortunately is a lot easier than it is to rev things up, but you can always rev things up. And so we're going to talk about some ways to keep things revved up and to work smarter instead of harder. We're going to talk about what you need to do to be successful. We're going to talk a lot about algorithms and just Facebook in general. Definitely Anna and Daisy's, some of their strong suits and it's a choice, you guys. And they're going to talk about this because I know they make the choice to be on Facebook and maybe other platforms. But I'm a Facebook guru. Okay. Being consistent is so important. Okay. And just being willing to open your mouth. I loved it. She's always doing some cute makeup tutorial. And it's not, you have to buy this. It's she's part of people's entertainment, And then they're like, oh, I like that look. Maybe I'll try that eyeshadow. She helps people get brave enough to try looks that maybe they wouldn't have. And it helps people get brave enough to try cooking. And, it might be healthier cooking. It might be all sorts of things, right? And she helps y'all to then have that opportunity to cook differently for your family. And so you have to realize you are a guru in your field, okay? So if you haven't yet, please make sure you tell us where you're from and which company you were with. And make sure you comment #holiday. I've got lots of fun images for you, both stories shape and regular post shape for you to post to up your algorithms. How many of you, is this your first time here with us? Comment 1ST. Comment first if this is your first time here being with us, okay? And did you two get a chance to share that link out into groups or profile or your business page, or if you'd like to? Mm-hmm. Just want to make sure you had a chance to share that out. Okay. All right. So I'm super, super excited for them to share with you some information about how they use social media smart. Because Anna and I, we started in the direct sales industry before Facebook existed. Okay. Which is kind of weird to imagine there was a day before Facebook, Anna. So she's had to adapt and pivot several times, y'all, several times. Even the fact that I used to do everything on Zoom and I can do Facebook Lives and people can share it. Were you on Facebook before Facebook Lives, Daisy?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So just the perks, and now we have Reels, and it just keeps expanding. God bless Facebook, but it's okay. It's okay. It's gonna be good. All right, so let's welcome some people real quick. Hey, Carrie. Hey, Nikki. Hey, April. Hey, Miss Michelle. Hey, Livette. Hey, Tammy. So make sure you say hi when you jump on. Hey, Kimberly. Hey, Ramina. How we doing? Hey, Rochelle. Hey, Gwen. Hey, Polly. How we doing? Hey, Miss Lori. Hey, Willina. So make sure you share this in Comment Revolution. When we hit 100, we're going to give away a $50 gift certificate. Okay. We got April Pink Zebra in the house. Hello, ladies. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Make sure you comment 1ST if this is your first time being here. Okay. So, the loaded question, Anna and Daisy, and I'm going to start with you, okay? Why do you choose to use social media, and how has that benefited your business?
Well, it's, and I think that there it's a little bit of a catch-22 because I use social media because I can reach so many more people. Before when we were, before Facebook, before social media, it was calling people one at a time on the phone or running into somebody at the grocery. That's why we love the party plan, because that's when I could get in front of a group of people. So that's why I love social media. Though the catch-22, though, I think is that's when you really need to be. And I think that Daisy could probably say the same thing. That's why she's successful. We've got to be authentic. So it's still being able to be who we are. I mean, Daisy, I totally want to see Daisy's little tutorials, because I obviously makeup is not my forte, but I am a hot mess in the kitchen. And that's why I have 3 dogs here in my kitchen, because things are always dropping. So when I go on live, people see me dropping food and dogs, right under my feet, and, things, mishaps, because that's who I am. That's what I do. So I think that's, I guess what my point is, that it's just got to make sure, because you can reach so many people. But the other part of it is how it does help me, because you can reach so many people. That's why I can do 15 parties a week. I would not be able to walk out of this house like I used to for 14, 15 parties a week. I mean, I would, 3 was my limit back then, or my family was going to boycott. So for me to be able to run that many and be in front of that many people at one time is such a game changer.
That's it. So it almost clones you. Like we all say, I wish we could clone ourselves, right? It's the closest thing to cloning that I know of, right? That you can be in front of so many people at once. That's huge, right? Really, really big. That's awesome. I love it. So you do your parties in groups, right? And you have multiple hostesses in one group?
Not anymore. Things have changed since I think at some point, I actually have been doing 15 individual parties a week. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What made you switch from doing?
It was an accident. I had been trying something different, and then I quick pivoted and put them all in part, and it just sort of kept going that way. So.
Oh, interesting. Okay, cool. Yeah. Very good to know. Awesome. But you are using groups.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay. We'll get into more of that, because I know, it's one of those things. I'm very pro Facebook pages, because here it can be shared out and everybody can see it and it's 100% public. You can't technically, even though a group says public, they still have to join it to participate. They can see the post, but they still have to join. And you can't share things out very well from there. But man, I know a lot of people that use their Facebook groups very effectively to create camaraderie and that kind of thing. So it's just a matter of knowing how that platform works. That's what's important, is knowing what your limitations are and what you can do. And I know you do some really good things in your Facebook group. So we'll talk about that in a second. So Daisy, how about you? Why do you love social media? And how's it blessed your business?
Oh my gosh, I think Anna said it all. I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I don't really get to, plus I have my 6-year-old who I homeschool, and, I don't really get to go to other states, or, I have to pretty much work around my schedule. And I just love the fact that it gives me the opportunity to get to other locations, to other states, to other countries, if anything. I have a team, and I have a team in Indiana, in Texas, in New York, and I would have never been able to do that without social media, and social media, at least I feel like, who is not on social media? Who is not on social media? There's so many different platforms nowadays. So it's you can reach out to so many people. And that is how it has helped me. It has helped me to just be able to, push a little button. I remember how Michelle said, I used to do this before we had Facebook Lives. And I remember, oh my gosh, just recording a video for me was like, it would take, even though if it was 1 minute video, it would take me maybe like hours, just because I would always have issues trying to, with the storage and everything else.
Yeah.
So with Facebook Lives, oh my gosh, that just made it so much more easier, because you just push a button and you're there. You don't have time to correct yourself. You don't have that, you don't have to be perfect, right? You're just authentic. You're just there. And even like right now, I'm wearing my jammy bottoms. I'm here in my little home office, I call it. I have my kids, I have my niece here right now with me watching her, but I'm here, and you might even see some kids running around here in a little bit, but it's real. And that's how you're able to connect with more people, because even though we do have we run a business, but we are moms, we are wives, we are more than just a business. And it really allows us to have that connection, build that connection with people and be real, and not having to go back and try to fix and edit and all that stuff. So I love, social media. It's just, with network marketing, and plus I don't really see myself going like you guys going, door to door, or, having to pick up the phone all the time. It's just, I don't know. I feel like I'm able to run this business because it's on social media. I can't see myself doing it like any other way, unless I really had to, but like, I really, it's just really been a blessing.
That's awesome. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Now, are you using mostly your personal profile, or do you have a business page or group?
I use my regular Facebook. I do have groups, but I feel like I'm able to reach out more to more people on my regular Facebook wall, my regular Facebook.
Right.
But yeah, I pretty much just use and I do have a business page, but I hardly use it. It's basically off of my personal Facebook.
Well, and I found something on her profile that I really like. She used a thing called Linktree. Now, if you comment #holiday, okay, you'll get a message from me, and one of the buttons will say guests. And when you click on that, it'll have both their names, and you can go follow them. Okay. So their contact and Daisy's Linktree's there, which is really smart. Like, you'll get some cool ideas from it. So check that out. Linktree is a thing. It's one link that then you can have several links in it. So you could have your page and your group and how to order and what your latest tutorial was if you're doing an event. All sorts of fun things that you can put in there. So check that out. Really, really smart idea. I love that. It's really good. Nice job, Daisy. All right. Okay. So what I want to know from each of you is, what is the most beneficial thing to you on social media? Are you doing posts? Are you doing lives? What kind of things do you do? And then how do you move that when you get interaction? How do you move that to a sale? Okay. It's one thing to get lots of comments, and it's another thing to take the comments and then turn them into sales. Because I try to tell people all the time, our posts, our lives, those kind of things should start conversations. Shouldn't just be, here I am, this is cool, click my link, go buy. You are there. That's why you're called consultants. It's why you're called network marketers. It's direct sales means you are talking to someone and they love it because it's so much better than the store where there's basically no customer service now. And as much as I love Amazon and Amazon reviews, still you don't know if their situation that they're reviewing is exactly the same as yours, right? Mm-hmm. You guys give you're the only ones with customer service skills left, right? Really, the stores have really shrunk how many people are in there. You don't get a lot of customer service in a typical mall, grocery store, or anything like you used to. Like, I remember the day when I was a kid and my brother worked at the grocery store, and he was, he had to know where everything was. If somebody stopped him and said, where's the caramel syrup for blah, 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 this brand, he had to know which aisle, which shelf, and take that person to. how many times do you now hear, oh, that's not my department? Right? Do y'all like have heard that? I'm like, oh my gosh, no customer service left. So you guys, like, you being able to help them pick out the perfect foundation, right? Anna, you being able to help them like come up with that tool that's going to help their family that needs to eat gluten-free now. You guys can do stuff that nobody else is doing. And that's why starting those conversations is so, so, so important, because you are going to help them get products that then they're going to love and use. And then that loyalty is there and they will buy and buy from you. Every time there's never a year that goes by. I have so much Pampered Chef stuff. So much. It's kind of embarrassing at this point. Everyone says, you must have sold it. No, never. Not even just the kidnapping. Like never. I have so much stuff. And yet every new catalog comes out, I usually buy at least once or twice from every catalog. I need more cooking stuff, like I need a hole in the head. It's so fun. I still going to buy more. Okay. And I'm never going to stop buying lipstick. I love lipstick so much. Okay. So, all right. So that's important to know. When you gain that trust and loyalty from that person, it's 6 times easier to get a repeat sell than it is to get a brand new sell. And that's what's so cool about direct sales and the way social media works. You can stay in front of your people if you know how to work social media well. Okay. So Anna, tell us what works best for you with regards to social media. What do you use the most that gets those conversations started so that you can move that to a sell?
I think 2 things. I think the lives definitely, again, that they get I feel like they get more notifications and I get a lot of comments and stuff in there. I do a lot of messaging. I do a lot. I've been finding that even if I can get them engaged, if I can offer something so that I can actually message them, that has probably been the biggest thing in me, having a system so that I'm messaging and having that one-on-one conversation with them.
Well, and for you, people just want recipes. Even if they never use them, they'll say they want them, right? Mm-hmm. I love that because I tell people all the time, you need a call to action. Mm-hmm. And when you are someone if you're a foodie, those just saying I have recipe, to get all the recipes from tonight, comment this gives you an opportunity to message them, right?
Yeah.
And all of you have pieces of wisdom and information that that most of your clients don't. Mm-hmm. All of you can have those kind of call to actions. Whereas that's what I mean, just to be completely transparent, when I say comment #holiday, we use a thing called ManyChat, sends them a message. We start a message with you while we're live here. We want to give you free stuff. We want to build the credibility with you so that if you have questions about how to keep working with us, you know how. Okay. So that's a really, really important thing to do. I love that. Then the lives, basically all social media platforms now favor action, whether it's a recorded video or a live, they favor video. So how many of you, I want to know how many times a month are you all going live? So comment that below. How many times a month are you all going live? Okay. All right, Daisy. So tell us what you're using the most and how you move that to a conversation.
Yeah, I think lives. That's why I do them. I do them so often. I probably do them almost every single day. And it's not, they don't have to be super long. They don't have to be, you just go out there and just be yourself because you want to just put yourself in people's minds. You want to let people know you're there. And, I talk a lot about mom life. I talk a lot about, my own struggles. I talk about women empowerment. I talk about all that stuff. And it's not necessarily just because I'm trying, to talk about my company, make a sale, but it's honestly those types of, you're able to have more of that, build a stronger connection with people.
Yeah.
And lives really do that for me. I'm able to show people how to do a little makeup, makeup tutorial. I'm able to have fun. I'm the crazy. I always say I'm always the crazy makeup girl because, I don't have a problem with, making, having fun and making a fool out of myself. But I do that not necessarily, like you said, to make a sale. I do that because I want to make people happy. I want to entertain. And then you are able to have those conversations with people, and you're able to go into, how Anna said, into Facebook Messenger and have genuine conversations with people. And all of a sudden, you might say, hey, how was your Christmas? Have you done your holiday shopping?
Right.
Do you need anything? I'm just letting you know we have this sale happening. It's just a very, I don't know, it's very smart. I don't know, but if you're not using social media to use your business, I'm telling you guys, you're missing out big time, because there's, especially lives, there's so many people that are really scared to go live. But honestly, if you really want to expand, you just have to do that, because you're missing out big time just by, not being, if you're not doing them. It's just a really great way to connect with people. And then you go and Messenger is a really great way to, make it even stronger, build those stronger relationships with people. So
I love it. I love it. And the thing is, you do have to understand that it is your job to have a little bit of entertainment factor, okay? Because people chose you over Netflix. They did, right? Some probably have both going. But, it's like, make them go, no, it'll be on Hulu. I'm going to watch her because she's here now. And the thing is, I tell everybody, this is people's personal QVC channel, right? But you'll ask them about their baby and their dog and their move and what they're doing for Christmas, right? On QVC, they don't answer you back and use your name and those kind of things, right? They don't know your things and your eating habits and your eye color and all those kind of things like you guys do, right? So that personal touch is what is so priceless that you give people. And you got to check out Daisy's profile, because she'll do makeup that, like the other day you kind of had a fun holiday one. I know your eyebrows are 2 different colors and stuff. Like I said, it was one of those things that 95% of the people watching her are never going to do it. It was just for fun. It wasn't that kind of an elf look that you were doing?
Yeah, I actually was doing it was like, I have an event currently happening right now. And, again, I'm using my events, but I use my personal Facebook. But yeah, it was called Viewer's Choice. So I had my viewers tell me how I was going to do my makeup. So they were pretty much in control of how I did my makeup. So some people were like, hey, do a red eyebrow. So people said green. So I'm like, okay. Oh, let's go ahead and do it. We'll do one of each. But it was called Viewer's Choice. So basically, it was a look that was created by my viewers. And it's a really great way, because you're able to have them participate. And they're able to see, like, wow, like, that actually came out good. And even though people probably will never do that look, but I did have a few people say, oh my gosh, you know what? I'm going to have this holiday party. I need whatever you're using. Like, that just is so much fun, And same thing, without, like, subconsciously, I guess you could say, it's like they're able to see how the products work, and later on, they want it. So yeah, but it was a viewer's choice.
Yeah. That's so cute. And that's the thing, even with Anna talking about, her dogs being there and, eating stuff up as she drops it on the floor, and that it just, because to be honest, you guys, there are lots of people that sell Pampered Chef. There are lots of people that sell pharmacy. Lots of people sell, like, all the companies. They are buying you. Do you understand that? They are buying you. And that how you inspire them and how you're friends with them, like, it is so important to understand that you are what they're buying, because there's lots of choices out there besides you. Okay. And so that's the thing, is that connection that's made, that they get to know your personality, they feel your heart, and that's what's fun. So that's really cool. Very, very smart. Awesome. I love it. Okay. So Anna, I know that you use groups to kind of keep connection with your people. Do you encourage them all to go join your group when they come to a party?
And do I encourage them to?
Do you have one central group where you kind of stay in front of people?
No.
No.
I do have a VIP group that I've started like trying to beef that up, but I am a lot like Daisy, that I feel like it just seems like more people see. But again, I have a whole lot more friends, I would say, or people that could see it on my personal
Right.
Facebook. So I feel my algorithms, that's a good Michelle word, right, are better on my personal Facebook page versus in my group. So that is something for the new year, though, to do that. But no, I don't know.
Okay. So do you add, when you meet new people in your parties, do you add a lot of them as friends?
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. Do you have a business page that you encourage them to go follow?
I do have a business page, but no, I don't encourage.
You're not using it. Okay. So mostly a personal profile. No, that's cool. So then when there's specials or stuff going on, you post, or new products, you're posting them mostly on your personal profile for people to see.
Yes.
Gotcha. Yeah. No, that's good. That's, and the thing is, it's all about consistency, right? It's all about, and keeping those
stories is a really great way too. I use a lot of stories for my promotions and things like that. And I also like to use Messenger as well. And I'll message a lot of people, like I'll have my notebook, people that have purchased from me or people that were interested in it, and I just send the promotions that way. But
smart. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, cool. All right. So let me ask you this. What is one thing that you wish you would have known that you do now, that like if somebody's going, what could I do differently? What's that one thing that you wish you'd known that you're doing now that makes a big difference?
I have something, I don't, and Daisy, you might have something, probably something different. I'm thinking not so much something practical, like, like not like actually like a skill, but, and maybe it's just in my season of where I am in the business. And I think we've had to do this a lot in the last year as the business changed from that crazy COVID year to this year, just sort of almost getting back to normal a little bit is what we went from, if Pampered Chef products, we say we went from more of a quick cooker like year of COVID, and now we're back into the rock slow cooker kind of, that you have to do that. But it is definitely like a couple things that I have to, that I wish that I had really known at the time, that what you do today affects your business in 60 to 90 days. Like there's so many times throughout the year, especially, I tell a lot of my consultants this time of year, I said, do not test me on this. You do not want to take this month off because, so many people come in and, but again, the ripple effect of taking this month off, affects, you think I'm just going to jump right in January. Well, it doesn't jump right back in. It's just a ripple effect. So that's one thing that I would say that I wish that I really understood that. But I think that really being in check with my personal belief of my abilities, of my product, of my company, of what my customers are thinking. Like, it's so easy. I've had a lot of examples recently of me thinking one way, and I change my belief a lot of times from hearing someone else. So if somebody else is thinking, oh, I'm having such a hard time booking parties, or just like you said, like, no, they're like, you can book parties, Daisy is selling, like we're doing it. So that being able to be aware that that's changed my belief. If I'm thinking, oh, nobody wants to book a party, well, wait a minute, that girl's booking 45 a month. Like, well, there obviously people are booking parties. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I think that that's something. So they're not really practical things, but really things that I've had to, just sort of realize what my beliefs, how they affect those actions, how they affect the results, and, deal with the belief. So.
Very good. Yeah. Belief is huge.
Mhm.
Belief is absolutely huge.
Mhm.
I tell people all the time, I can't out-train their fear.
Mm-mm.
I'm like, your fears and your mindset, I absolutely cannot offset those. Like,
Mhm.
if your head is, it's not going to work, it's not going to work for me, it only works for somebody else. You know, we all like have to catch ourselves, not feeling worthy of it, whatever that is, that you think you're covering it up, but people can feel it.
Mhm.
Even on your posts, even in your messages, they can feel when you're not all in. Like, it really is true. So I love that. No, I don't think that. I think beliefs is very fundamental. I think it's very, very practical. Like, it's very necessary. How many of you, what is, I'm curious. So both of you probably have a favorite. What is your favorite mindset book? And if you are in the direct sales industry and haven't read a mindset book yet, like, it's time. And this is the perfect time to do it as you're thinking about New Year's goals. Okay. Like, I've got so many. Anna and Daisy, what are some of your favorite mindset books?
For me, I can't really say the first word. I can't really say it, but it's unf yourself. I
Oh,
like that book. I know it has some cussing in there, but I kind of feed off of that. I
yeah,
like that, and
right.
then also I like girl. What is that called again? Girl,
Wash your face.
wash your face. And then I also have oh my gosh, the badass one, which
Yeah,
you're a badass. That's the one that I
yeah.
love. That's the one that I started with, and I love that book.
Very cool. How about you, Anna?
There was another just along that line, Daisy. I read the one recently that get over your damn
Oh,
self. Are we allowed to
yes,
say
that
that
one.
on
Yes,
there?
it
That
is.
That was
was
a
a
good
good
one.
one. Again, like mindset. But I also there was a book called The Wisdom of Oz, which was a great. It was
Ah,
more of a leader kind of thing, but it was. I mean, I just think that it's a anytime, and it really talked about like owning it. Like how sort of changing the story, but staying above the line. We talk a lot about that. Just like
love it.
because when you've got other people around you, whether it's a team, whether it's your customers, whether it's your hosts, like if you get on the conversation with them when you're host coaching and stuff and saying, well,
Yeah,
yeah, I know people are really busy right now and nobody really has any extra money, you know what I mean? Like that's
that's
you want to
horrible.
stay above the line,
No,
that's
yeah,
where
don't do that.
the positivity and stuff. So that was a great book, The Wisdom of Oz, but it was all sort of fun because it was based on the characters and stuff. So
Cute. I love it. So a couple of my favorite, and I'll show them. So I read with my ears, meaning I listen to audiobooks versus read with my eyes. I'd even dare say it's not been diagnosed, but I know I have a little dyslexia. I'll read something, I'll go back and read. I'm like, that is not what it said last time. I know it is, but I'll be like, what? So a couple of my favorite. I love a book that I've listened to several times lately. It's called Indistractable. Love this. This really helps you understand why you sometimes put off doing things that you should. It's so wise. I love it. Another one of my favorite is called The Happiness Advantage. The Happiness Advantage, it has, let me see if I can find it in my library here. It's so funny because I avoided reading it because I thought it looked a little cheesy and I'm kind of serious. And so it has this funny little happy face on it. But it is one study after another from Harvard and several other universities that talk about you get happy and go to work, you have success. You don't get happy after you have success. And the more happiness you have as you work, the better it will go, to be quite honest with you. And so it's by Sean Acor. Anyway, it's awesome. I love this book. I love pretty much anything from Zig Ziglar. We also love Gary V. Porter. You can put some of these in there. We have a huge list of books. Porter and I, Essentialism. Anyway, one of my favorite, if you're getting kind of stuck, is called Failing Forward by John Maxwell. Absolutely love that. So anyway, mindset, y'all. And it's not just about fake it till you make it. There really is science behind it. Really, really, really is science behind it. Okay. So make sure you get the ones that also kind of help you understand what's going on in your brain and how to overcome that, because it really does make a huge difference when you understand what's happening. You don't just have to beat yourself up. It's really important. So Daisy, with social media, what are some of the things that that you wish you'd known that you know now?
With
Or
social
just in your
media,
business in general?
not spam. Like
Ah,
in the very beginning, that was major for me. I was spamming everyone. I was just saying, hey, buy this, buy that. Just you, especially, like I said, you are a big part of my success because I learned to really ask questions, and that was major for me. And not to rush a sale, not to rush a sale. Sales are
yeah,
not just gonna come, it is consistency. And for me, I have shown up every single day for my business. I've gone lives. I've always posted every single day. Last year was very hard for me because with COVID and everything else, my dad passed away last year. And for me, I was like, oh, that's it. I'm done. I'm done with network marketing. Like, I was just very heartbroken. And then I remember, like, you know what, Daisy, no, like, you have a why. And you're not going to let your dad be an excuse as to why you stopped doing something you love. And it's just, you just have to know that it does take time. It takes time. And there are going to be days that you don't want to show up, but when you absolutely love something, and, you just have to remember that. I always tell my team, this is your boutique, your boutique, just like Walmart or just like all these other stores. They don't close. They show up every single day, and you need to do the exact same thing. And like Anna said, it does take, whatever you do right now, it's going to affect your business in 90 days. It is. It's just, it's been proven, at least for me. Everything you do right now, it's going to affect your business in the future. It's not right now, but it's in the future. So, just, being consistent, and not rushing a sale. I know before I was just like, here, buy a mascara. Here you go. Here's my link. That was that kind of thing. And my beliefs as well, not feeling worthy, not feeling like, oh, I can't, I shouldn't do this, but yeah.
That's awesome. I love it. All right. So one more question I have. I want to know, and Anna, you shared a lot of this at the beginning. And actually, I wanted to first of all, thank you both for taking the time to join us. You guys, these ladies are so sweet to share their knowledge and be here with us. But also thank your husband for his service. I really, really appreciate that. Anyone that will serve both our country and our community, I'm like, so brave. I mean, the world's a little crazy right now, and anyone that's willing to put themselves in that situation, thank you. But my biggest question for you is, why now, and you probably didn't think this quite at the beginning, but why do you choose MLM, multi-level marketing, network marketing, direct sales, whatever you call it? Everybody calls it something a little bit different. Why do you choose that as your income source? Why do you choose that as your job? Why do you do this instead of something else?
Well, I'll quick start. Daisy, you probably, I know that, again, when I started this so long ago, one of the things that I really recognized that as, I did have I do have a college degree and went into the workforce and stuff. I don't know. I always had like this weird, not a fear, but I always about working for someone else. I was always like really like stressed that I was making them happy. Like it was that kind of thing. Like I was doing a good job, or, if I have to be here till 5, like that I'm actually doing something, you know what I mean? Like it was just that. So I think that the reason why I love this business so much is that there's tons of stuff you can do at home right now remotely, but you're going to be
Right.
working for someone else. They're going to be telling you what to do, when to do it,
Right.
those expectations, I guess, is what drive me crazy. The only expectation is me. So, so there's that, but then there's also the fact that it is, what I put into it, I get out of it. There's a direct correlation there. I used to love waitressing because, if you did a really good job, you got a really good tip, and it was like instant, like kind of thing. So that I think it's
a raise.
It's a lot like that, and then again, the fact that truly the sky is the limit. Like nobody decides, when I get a raise or when I promote or when I make that decision. So
I love it.
That's
Yes. And when you realize that, oh, that's so cool. The washer goes down. Okay, I'm going to go do this and, earn that extra or whatever to replace the washer. Or hopefully you have it because you've been working smart up to that point, right? But those kind of things don't have to now, it doesn't have to be as heart dropping, So yeah, absolutely. How about you, Daisy?
Oh my gosh. I've always, I remember since I was younger. I remember just thinking, just the idea of having to work for someone else. And I just didn't like to be told, this is your lunchtime or you can't come in. Or I remember even, working and having kids, at least for me, I hated having to call in. Even if my kids were sick, I felt like that guilty feeling, like, oh, I have to call in. Like, I don't want to get in trouble, and oh my gosh, this industry definitely has changed that for me. I mean, I have been a stay-at-home mom for 5 years, and like I said, my husband, he works 2 jobs. He's always had 2 jobs, and I think he's gonna probably die having 2 jobs because that's just who he is. But he works for our needs. I always say he works for our needs. He works to put a roof over our head, the payments and all that stuff. And I work really hard so that I can take my family to a vacation. I work for so I can take my kids to the zoo and not have to feel guilty. I work so that I can, I don't have to say no to them every single time when I go to the store because we don't have that extra money. And then also with being a stay-at-home mom, I have been able to be with my kids and build amazing memories with them for the past 5 years. I've seen my little one grow up. I've been there for his first walks, for his first crawls, and just to know that I'm able to have to work this business on my time, and I still work. It's still a work. It's still a job,
right.
Work marketing, but I'm able to do that from home. I'm able to do that, with my kids, on the side. Right now, they're in the living room, probably destroying my living room right now, but I'm with them. I'm with my kids. I don't have to worry about, a babysitter. Like, how amazing is that? And just the idea. And I know there are still many people out there that think that this industry, that give this industry a bad name, and they say that it's a scam, that it doesn't work. I'm here to tell you that it's a real profession. It's a real thing, and we get money for it, and it's just been a blessing. Honestly, people tell me all the time, oh my gosh, you have been with networking for 5 years. And I'm like, I know, but I can't see my life without it. I mean, I've just been so blessed. So yeah.
It's awesome. I love it. I love it so much. All right. So I'm going to give people a few algorithm tips, and you tell us which one of these you use, because we're using something a little bit different, and in what ways you use them and helped your business. Okay. First of all, one of my things I teach very first to everyone is what goes around comes around. Okay. You got to give love to get love. You got to give comments to get comments. You've got to, reply to stories to get people to see and engage with your stories. And it is so simple. And I think that what sometimes people have a hard time is they know when they do a post, they can count how many comments. Like they can kind of, they can give it a value. Oh my gosh, I got 10 comments, 20 comments, 100 comments. When you comment on other people's stuff, sometimes it's a little hard to quantify. Well, what did that really do for me? Except that we can measure like a week later, how many more comments are you getting now? Or if you're using a business page, there are insights that you can go screenshot and see that they went up. So what kind of proactive things do you ladies do to show love that help your algorithms that is like been, man, this really works? Because I've been teaching people, it's been seriously night and day for people. When you go to your stories, you know, when you open Facebook at the top of stories, click on those, open them. And if you, at the bottom, it'll say message. Sometimes it says reply, but it's almost always message now. And so you're like, cute haircut, love your daughter's Halloween costume. Wow, those Christmas cookies look amazing, whatever it is, okay? And you send them a quick message and they reply back, thank you. Mostly compliments is like your best thing. But 25 a day, the numbers on their lives double to triple in literally 7 to 10 days. The views on their stories, the views on their posts, the comments on their posts, like, oh my gosh, just explode. It's like so exciting. And so that's one of our things that we've taught a lot lately. And it's really magical how well it works. So what do you ladies use that is working for you to help your algorithms and to show love?
I do stories. I like to do stories. I think that's the best way, I feel like, without having to feel awkward. You get into people's messenger. Inbox, and the same thing, you build a relationship. I always try to end with a question because you build that connection and you keep going, and it makes it stronger. I like to also use, again, my lives. I like to go back and like to interact with every single one of them. I feel like lives is just like, oh my gosh, it's the golden key. And then also, what else? Yeah, I think stories is a really great way, and Facebook Live.
You're replying to stories. So my biggest question right now is just, what are you doing to reach out? Not so much what are you posting, but what do you do to make other people feel loved that helps your algorithms?
Well, yeah, I think Facebook stories and just, I also like to get into the messenger, into the green lighting, get to see like who's on, and then I like to go back, and then I like to go into their Facebook walls, into the Facebook profiles, and I like to comment and try to get into their messenger. But just commenting, interacting with people. I have my daily to do where I want to comment on at least 10 to 15 to, even if possible, 20 people a day. And I've noticed that too, like on the days that I haven't been able, like I was on vacation with my family last June or July, and I didn't really get to do a lot of that. And I noticed how my interaction completely dropped, how my stories dropped, my viewers dropped. I went live and like, oh my gosh, my viewers dropped. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I like to use Messenger. I feel like that's the best way to go in there and give that love, to people and compliment them. I feel like stories is a really great way to do it.
Awesome. Love it. How about you, Anna?
I think this is something that you taught us too, that I'll put like a some sort of engagement post up, like a I always think of your fried pickles one. That's one that you've talked about, but it's usually something about food or there's different food that we've discovered that I don't know why people in Texas have hidden from the rest of the world for all these years. So, I'll like post like, oh, where has this been all my life or whatever. So when you get into those engagement posts that I've really found that when they comment to absolutely go in and say something else to each one of those people and maybe ask another question to get them to comment one more time. Like that sort of like to get that going on the engagement, that definitely has created a lot more conversation. And that I think you've always said, like you do it and then you walk away, do it for those first couple, walk away from it and then come back and you're like bombarded with all kinds of comments.
It's amazing, you guys. So the biggest thing I tell people, there's two different kinds of questions. You got your question on, you take a selfie of you and your family, your Christmas tree, and you're like, how many trees did you put up, or artificial or live, or white lights or colored lights. There's so many questions you can ask about a Christmas tree, but you got your question. And yes, so when you post it, you guys don't post and then go to bed, okay? Or don't post and then go to work for 8 hours. You post and you need to be available within 30 minutes to go and respond to the first couple comments. Then you can take a break for 4 hours. Then you go back and bulk reply, okay? And so it is amazing. Now, in theory, as soon as somebody comments, if you reply back to it, is that technically a little bit better? Yes, but then your family hates you and you hate yourself. Okay, so I'm trying to help you maximize this and still have a life, because there's no point in making money and not having any time to actually do something fun with it. Okay, that backfires, right? So really, really, really important to understand. Reply to those, because it may only be 2 or 3 comments within 30 minutes, right? It kind of depends on your page and stuff or your profile. But reply to the first couple, then you can do it in every 4-hour blocks after that. Really important. And then you've got questions on your post, like if you do something with the air fryer, you want to ask, what are your favorite fries? Crinkle, waffle, string fries, what's your favorite fry, or what's your favorite sauce. It's not, you guys, you got to take one step away. It's not how many of you need an air fryer. Okay, I know y'all want to go, I do, please sign me up, send me an invoice, I'll pay it. Like, I know that's what you're hoping will happen, but that's not what happens. What you first need to find out is, do they love chicken nuggets? Do they love French fries? Do they love things that typically we cook in an air fryer? But man, it's a better option. And then find out if they even have one, or if they have one, how happy they are with it. And then we offer the air fryer. Okay. It needs to be a process. One post doesn't get people to buy. And I think that's one of the mistakes. So Joy, I love Joy. She's so great. One quick question she has, how much time per day do you spend on social media? How much time, ladies? I'm guessing she's meaning more for like engagement and reach than the parties, because that's a whole different chunk of time. How much time do you spend just engaging with people?
I would like to say it depends, because I like to do it and during my time, like my small little time frame. So
right.
Oh my gosh, I like to do maybe about in a day. Oh my God. It depends. It can be a day where it can be maybe 2 to 3 hours, by just commenting and interacting with people. And then I do also like behind the scenes work where I have to do, I do like little gifts and things like that, so it just really depends. But on social media, probably it depends. There are days where I can do maybe 3 to 5 hours. Then there are some days where I can only do 1 hour. And when I do the 1 hour, I make sure that it's like an engagement question, because I want to build up that algorithm. But it depends, honestly. I like to work whenever I have those small little time frames on my social media, and they're just, small increments, and I divide them up throughout the day.
Love it. How about you, Anna?
I'm going to say that if we're just talking about on my personal page for like interaction or stuff like that, very little. I mean, just a quick, like I always find stuff, fun stuff, and just try to post it to get some reaction and stuff. But because of my parties, I mean, I spent, and just they teach us, even Daisy and I are leaders. We spend 80% of our time on our personal business, 20% on our team. So when people are asking, how are you working on your parties? Or if I say I'm working on my parties, I'm mostly working in Messenger with guests from the party. And I mean, if I'm running 15 a week, and then sort of running, I mean, I'm spending quite a bit, but I'm at a new place. I did the Daisy with all the kids and the home and babies and everything. And for the first time, it's just Matt and I. So I'm able to, to focus a little bit more on it. So
love it. Love it. Okay. We have a couple more questions. I'm going to share something real quick that we have coming up for 2022. I'm so excited about this. I do have a couple gals here that I know have done some of my challenges. So we have in 2022, we're calling this our algorithm challenge. It's for 14 days and it's only $19. And we've done this a couple times. We always give kind of some new information. One of the things we'll focus on a little bit is on Reels. Reels are an amazing way to get in front of new people. Facebook, Instagram, lots of different things. It won't be a Reels training, but we'll definitely help you understand why you want to try those and really simple things that you can do to get in front of people. So this is called our algorithm challenge for 2022. And you guys, we have seen people take this challenge and like come away with it like, holy cow, I have 5 new customers and 5 new customers came back and I've doubled, my live viewers in 14 days for $19, you guys. Like the return on investment in this is ridiculous. Okay. And the link just popped up in the chat. So you see that in the comments, or if you've commented #holidays, if you haven't yet, still do that. You'll see program options. You can click on that and the links in there too. But we want you to come and get ready for 2022. We're actually going to start on December 30th because we know your head needs to be in the game before January 30th. January 30th, sorry, 1st. What I hate is when January 1st comes and then I set goals and then the weekends there and then the kids finally start school. Then you finally get moving about January 6th or 7th. And you're like, dang. And then your company always has some amazing special in January. No, you got to get ready now. Just like Anna said, you don't take December off. Now, do you have as much sales in December all the time? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. But keeping your algorithms up and understanding what you need to do to get ready for 2022 is really, really important. Okay. The more you do now, the better January and February and overall 2022 you'll have. It does make a big difference what you do now for January and February. Don't believe in the J month thing. I hate when people say those things. I'm like, you can make as much money you want in any month if you're willing to like pivot depending on what's going on in people's lives. It's really important to understand. No, come on, guys, think bigger. Not these two. They know how to think big, but in general, okay? So let me just pop that up one more time, and then we're going to, any more questions you have, go ahead and post for these brilliant ladies. All of you, please give a big thank you to Miss Anna and Daisy. You guys are so awesome for offering your time and for joining me. I appreciate it so much. Daisy, I think you did one of our algorithm challenges with us, didn't you?
I don't remember how long. I don't think I did. But one thing that I do want to say that I do want to put this out there is please, if you guys can, go ahead and take that challenge and, get some coaching if you need it by Michelle, because she really helped me tremendously. I remember in the beginning of when I started network marketing, I didn't know what the heck I was doing, like many of us. And I was just selling one mascara, like, here you go, one mascara. And thanks to Michelle's help, like it really boosted my business big time. And it like she knows what she's talking about. So thank you so much. And also another thing is, for anyone who's on here is, really push out of your comfort zone. Say yes more. Michelle was actually, and I was just this morning, earlier when Michelle reached out for this video, I told him, like, oh my gosh, I really wanted to throw up. And I do lives all the time. You guys. I do them almost every single day. But, when someone reaches out, I really want to thank you, Michelle, for really thinking of me because, and when you asked me, I really wanted to say no. I'm like, oh my God. Like you get scared sometimes, you get nervous, you get scared, and and even though I've been doing live so almost every day, when it's still something new. And so I really want to tell people, just do things, say yes more, really push out of your comfort zone, because it's going to open up new doors of opportunity, and even an hour, even when you messaged me this morning, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is really happening. Say yes more.
You've been awesome. You didn't die, right? It wasn't so bad, right? Anna's really good company. You're so cute. Yes. Get out of your comfort zone should be like everybody needs that needle pointed on a pillow or something. Like,
Yeah.
get out of your comfort zone. Yep. Exactly. I love it. I love it. Anna, how about you?
Well, I was just thinking about Daisy and what she was saying. What was the question again? What, ask me again?
Well, we were first talking about the algorithm challenge. I don't know if you've taken any of them, but I know
the algorithm. No, I don't think I've taken. I don't think I've taken that actual challenge. I feel like I've seen things on it, but I don't think I've actually taken the challenge. But I've used tips that you've put out there before, things that you have taught, and they have worked. So I know that I was writing it down because I'm going to be sharing it with my team.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I know one of the things we took the time to do was to go through your post on your party and just tweak questions. You had some questions on your party, but we made a few little tweaks. It is amazing how much, like I said, one of my favorite, you guys, for cooking, it makes me laugh, but seriously, it gets so many comments. You have really great knives and cutting boards, right? And you could say, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how sharp is your knife or stuff like that. But I like to ask, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you cry when you cut onions? That means they're using a cutting board and knife. And that's all I want to know is, if I'm selling cooking stuff, I just want to know who's cooking. And there's ways to pull that out of people without asking this question that feels, to be honest, a little salesy. I mean, it could be way worse. But when you're just like, tell me about you, like, how many days a week do you remove your makeup? That tells you how many days they're putting it on, which then we can say, well, what makeup are you wearing? Okay. You ask how many, how on a scale of 1 to 10, how much your eyes cry when you cut onions. Then we can get into, cool, what do you put onions in? What kind of onions do you use? What other vegetables? How many days a week are you cooking? And then we have somewhere to go with people and they feel important and loved because we actually took time to get to know them. So what are some of the questions? Do you remember some of the tweaks we made? Because I know, like, they're just little things. It's like, I love your post. I love your content. Every now and then you just need better questions on your post.
Oh gosh, you're putting me on the
Sorry, it's okay. I apologize. What are just some of your favorite questions about food that get people talking?
Well, I think this time of year, just even having a picture or something of what's your favorite pie, or, we were doing those kind of things for Thanksgiving. And, then you can get into, well, do you, are you making it yourself, or, do you make your own crust, or what's your recipe, those kind of things.
One I did just in the last couple of days is, what's your Christmas main dish? That I had no idea that varied so much, from Mexican food to turkey to ham to prime rib to in Texas there's gonna be many things fried, right? So that is so, and I love to get to know different cultures. Oh my gosh, I love it when somebody tells me, like, we do pasta because our family's Italian, or we do tamales because of grandma's recipe, or, like, I love that. So isn't that so fun?
Yes.
I feel like I've done my job when I get to know something new about somebody. I'm like, I was a nice person because I actually I was a better listener today. Like, I think that's priceless. Anyway, just my 2 cents.
Yeah, I love it.
Love it. Awesome. All right. So make sure you grab that challenge. I can pop that link up one more time. Whoops, I lost it. Any final thoughts from you ladies? Things that, like, gals, do this in the next 7 days is the smartest thing you could do with your time, especially with, people's time crunch with Christmas. What's the thing you would suggest they do?
For their businesses, you mean?
Yeah, for their business.
Well, I would just want to say, just stay consistent. Continue to show up. Continue to show up, because even though people say, well, it's the holiday season, every moment is a moment to be, captured. I always have my phone, and I'm always, even though it may not be a product post, but I can be with my family and I can turn it around and still use it into like a content for my Facebook. I can tell people like, listen, this is what I do. This is why I do it. My family. So even though I feel like many times we say, well, you know what, the kids are on vacation, I'm not going to work my business. But now you have your kids at home. You should be with your cell phones. Like,
Yep.
taking pictures of those moments, because not everyone is able to do that. So you can continue to still work your business without having to be, so salesy. You're still having content to be able to post. So just keep being consistent, keep showing up. Don't take a break. They always say, while other people are taking a break, you need to be working, because that's going to help you to be, to push a little bit forward. It's going to push you more. And, just continue to show up, especially how you said, like the slow months, the J months, or you continue to show up. You continue to show up every single day. You continue to post. You continue to build those relationships. And that's strong. It's a very strong thing when you say everything that you do right now, you may not see it right now, but everything you do right now, you're going to see it within the next 60 to 90 days. So it's very important to still continue to be consistent.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And people are on social media, right? Because they are posting pictures of their Christmas, of their holidays, of their traditions. Like, this is really important to keep yourself visible, because people are on social media right now sharing their lives. Anna, how about you?
Well, I was thinking about, and I was actually thinking about this for my team and doing something that, like Daisy's saying, like we talk a lot about that just keeping your business open. Is your business sign on your storefront, is it flipped to open? And that is just so much of just letting them know that you are still there, that you're doing stuff, because I'm sure that it's the same with makeup, because I know it's like this in the kitchen. People are cooking, or they're at other people's houses cooking. I don't know about you guys, but when you have a good set of knives, if we go back to the knives, if you go to somebody else's house and try to cook in their kitchen and they do not have good knives, like you feel it, like it is. So what I have a lot of times happening through, and this is a belief thing, guys. So if you think nobody's buying anything, they're in other people's kitchens, and they're either going, oh, okay, I need to buy you a pizza cutter or something, or somebody's in their kitchen going, oh my gosh, where did you get that? I need to get some of that. So they're going to buy the stuff from somebody. It might as well be you. Like, you've got to make sure that they know that you're open. So I was even thinking about sort of like a little challenge, a lot of it having to do with social media, of just like something that maybe takes less than 15 minutes a day. So it's not taking away from your family. Just make sure you're checking in with your business once a day. And it could be something just like you said, Daisy, like take a picture of your Christmas tree. What are you guys, and then post, what are you baking today, or whatever, like just sort of do something small every day throughout the holidays, just so they know your business is open, because they're going to buy from somebody. You might as well be you.
Well, and I tell people all the time, you guys, especially as adults, right? We get cash and gift cards and Visa cards a lot from, the people that we love, because it's like, well, I don't know what size you're wearing, I don't know what perfume you're wearing now, or, a lot of times they get gift cards. There's so many people will invest in themselves, and plus they're thinking about the New Year's. It's an amazing time to sell and recruit the last week of December. And if your head's in the game and you present yourself out there, and I tell people all the time, if you don't set your goals, there's somebody else's goals that you're not helping to achieve. Your goals bless somebody else's life. Okay. And God brings you together. That's my personal belief. Okay. And so when you stay present, and that doesn't mean pushy, it just means consistent, and that you're having fun and you're happy and you love it, and you're just doing your job. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing what you can do the last week of December. Like I said, people still have disposable income, and they will buy stuff, or they're like pissed at their husband because they didn't get the right thing, or there's a couple different situations, right? But people definitely are spending money the last week of December for sure.
I always think to myself too, at least for me, I always think, every single day, and this may be the case or may not be the case, but in my head, this is what's happening. I always say, you know what, there's that person right now. She's probably wanting to make that income right now. Like she's ready to join you. Maybe she forgot, maybe she's busy with the kids. If you don't show up today, you like lost her. You lost the sale. You lost that person to that you could help her change her life. So I always have that mentality where it's like there's that person right now who's wanting to buy from you, who needs your product, who needs that extra income.
Right.
And if you don't show up right now, you lost her. You completely lost her. So now she's gonna join somebody else, or she's probably not gonna be able. She's probably gonna be, having these difficult times with extra money. So I always have that in my head, and that pushes me every single day. It's like, no, I need to show up because I know someone needs my product, and you just have to continue to be open.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you set those goals, God will surprise you who gets sent to you. Definitely. It's not always the person you expect so much of the time. Okay, so Miss Kim, and she's so good. You can follow Kim. She's so great with her engagement. She asks, what is your best tip to get hostesses to be engaged during the party? Oh, Anna, I know you're really good at this. It's not an option in your world. I know you just make it. That is their job. But how do you say it nicely without...
Well, I'll tell you that the first thing that I do when it comes to parties is you got to get their buy-in. You've got to, what's in it for them. And so there's a couple of things I can remember early on that, and maybe this works for other people, but it never worked for me, that if you would have people, if you had to find out what their why was, like what did they want to earn for free? So if that was the question, that my first question was like, great, we're going to have your party. What is it that you want to earn for free? What I was getting sometimes was people that were saying, well, I don't really care about the free. I just want to, do this to help the past host, or I just want to get my friends together, or whatever. So I started, and I know you know this, Michelle, from looking at my host coaching. My first question that I say is, my goal for your party is to get you at least $100 in free stuff or $200 in free stuff. Is that okay? And I've never had one person say, I don't care what their why for having the party. Not one of them have ever said no. They've always been like, yeah. So now there's my why. Okay, everything I'm going to give you now to do is going to be to get towards that. So then again, I give them very specific about numbers. I'm very specific, not just get as many people, all your friends together. It's we want to invite this amount because we want to get this many in there, and we can't control how many people, what they actually order, but let's focus on this amount of orders. That would really help too. Something I just started doing too, and again, it's a little bit of work with running as many shows as I'm running, but I really try to get my hosts on the phone for 5 minutes for a quick 5-minute chat. Talk on the phone that day before I set it up. And I maybe get about 50% that will do that with me. And it does take a little bit of time, but I'm telling you, I've gotten a lot more recruit leads that way, having that conversation. And, again, it's not something that a lot of us like to do, especially those that have always been virtual and everything on there. But there's something really special about hearing somebody else's voice, and when you can share that excitement that you have, and the I've always said that when you talk to the host or you talk to somebody and you can hear the kids screaming in the background, or the dogs, or the what, right there, it's common ground. Now I'm part of that family, and I can sort of hear what's going on and sort of figure things out. So
I love it. I would even encourage you guys. I personally love, when I need to talk to somebody, I Zoom. I like to see their face, or even using Facebook video chat. I want to see their body language. I want to see if they're in. Somebody can say the right things, then you realize they weren't all in. But I want to, and even that, it's another little picture of what's going on in their life, because you can kind of see their home a little bit, or their car, or wherever they're, chatting from. So anyway, there's different options, whatever you're comfortable with. Daisy, your last thoughts. Oh, I did have a question for you. Sorry. Dun, dun, dun. Daisy, what is your best tip for encouraging your team to be active?
I always just try to get to try to message them more one-on-one, and I just try to talk to them, see what they're, because you have to remember too, we as leaders, we want everyone to work. We want everyone to be, working and showing up. But many times sometimes we don't know what's going on in their lives. Sometimes we don't know what situation is happening. And it's really nice to have that, personal touch with your team as well. And, following up with them one-on-one, figuring out what's happening.
Right.
And honestly, I always tell my team, like, I can provide you with the resources and I can provide you with everything that you need. But at the end of the day, the work has to come from you. And that's something that I can't do for them. I can motivate them, I can give them a whole speech. I can, but if they don't want to do it, they don't, it's all up to them, But, it's really nice to be able to message one-on-one with your team and find out get to have that personal connection with them. And sometimes that alone, just building that connection, it allows them to also say, you know what, I'm gonna do this. It gives them that extra little push. And yet there are sometimes where people are going through life, and they may not be active right now, but they may be active a month from now. So it's really nice to just keep up that connection with your team.
I love it. Brilliant. Okay. Tabby, yes, there is a challenge coming up. So we're starting on December 30th. It'll be a 14-day challenge. We're going to be focusing on your algorithms. We're going to be including in that post, stories, reels, things that we see that you need to do to love on other people, to get your posting more often. We'll be doing some awesome Zoom meetings where you can come and I can hear and see your face. Okay. I love Zoom. So that you can ask questions. There'll be 14 videos for you to watch. We'll give you all sorts of images and stuff to post. It's going to be super fun. So make sure that you've joined that challenge. It's only $19. And you can share that link far and wide. All your team members, upline, downline, sideline, sisters, and another company, okay, can join us. It'll be tons of fun. All righty. Any other questions, you guys? You've been amazing. Anna and Daisy, I love your hearts. I love your consistency. I love just your wisdom. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. I appreciate you both so much. And I just love to see your success. It makes me just giddy. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Any last thoughts? Anything you want to share?
For me, I guess is if you're in this business, it's just keep going regardless of what your Aunt Sally has to say or whoever. There's always going to be somebody out there trying to sabotage your dream. I just want to let them know, remind people that this is your thing, and you can make whatever you want of it, and you can make this as big as you want it. So just keep pushing forward. Remember your why. Always remember your why. If you can make a vision board, always go back to that. Remember why you're doing this. You're doing this for your family. And don't let anyone stop you. Don't let anyone stop you.
I love it. Thank you, love. Thank you. Anna knows not let me stop her. She's been doing this 20 years. She's like, whatever. I got this. You can say what you want. Whatever. You see my life. You see my trips. Yeah, whatever. Actually, get to a place you're like, okay, sorry you haven't figured it out, but it's all right. I'm going to keep going down to the beach and, hang with my husband on Wednesday afternoons, and you guys can keep working 9 to 5 and every night. Have fun with that. I'm going to make money, making dinner and just showing people videos of, I made dinner. I put on my makeup today. It needed to happen anyway. And I made some money doing it. There's worse jobs. All right. There's worse things. All right. You guys are awesome. Have a beautiful, happy, Merry Christmas. Thank you for joining me. You guys are awesome. Mwah. Remember, you guys, there's always someone waiting to meet you. There's always someone waiting to meet you. You've got to be consistent on social media, okay? Please join the challenge. We're going to help you get in front of those people that need you. All right. Have a good one. Bye. Thanks, ladies.
Thank
Bye.
you.